When my son was 17, I told him, as my last advice, do what you really like, and if that helps the society, you find a way. He's 33 now. He's enjoying what he does, startup companies, lots of ideas. As for me, I'm 74. I still think that's a good idea. And I want to talk about it a little bit to make sure that what I mean makes sense and benefit me and possibly others who listen to this story. When I say find out what you really like, what does that mean? Do you know what you really like? At the superficial level, you may want some money or beautiful lady traveling to a tropical island, whatever. But I'm not sure if that's the one that you really like. To me, it's a bit superficial. And you want to keep asking why, or what is that you really like and why, until you cannot go any further. So it's kind of like a Zen. You want to be awakened, let's say. You need a strong desire to pursue what you really like, what you want. And for some, that may not fit. So, for example, long time meditation may not fit for perhaps many people. I've done 10-day meditation more than a dozen times. But I don't do much anymore. Instead of sitting meditation, I do other type of meditation, which I'm not going to go into detail, but as you find the way and the way it changes, and even what you really like may be changing as time goes by, because everything is impermanent. That's one of the main teaching of Buddha. So how do we navigate our life? And when I say do what you really like and help the society, that would work, but what you really like may change. And the society, I mean, may change over time too. So everything is impermanent. So one of the analogy I can think of is surfing. Or you can use the example as the sailing. Those two are one of my favorite sports. Surfing I don't do so much anymore. But the surfing or sailing, the wind changes, the wave changes, external situation changes, and you need to navigate well to find the destination and how to get there. So the life is like that. And if you assume certain way is the way, but you may hit the storm or weather changing, and in the fog, or there are lots of dangerous rocks popping up. So you need to navigate your life, and therefore what you really like has to be very fundamental to the way you live. So if I pick a subject of Zen, I wasn't sure about it when I get into it, but I found fascinating, and I thought, oh, this is a field that I can study and learn, enjoy perhaps, even when I'm old, because it's so difficult to get the idea. And why I like that challenge, I cannot tell. But if you look at my books, many of them, but I see them, for example, underlining with a pencil and the blue pen and the green and the red over and over, reading 100 times. And the same word, same sentence I read in a different setting give me different insight, ideas, wisdom. So one of the wisdom, I would say, is what you really like may change. But fundamentally, I can say it this way. What you really like has to follow the law of the universe. It's easy to say, but we don't know what the law of the universe is. But let's call it that's the absolute way that you cannot argue with. You can call God way, or law of nature, or sometimes I use the word ten-mei, order from heaven. So if I use the ten-mei as an example, I have this presentation I made for business people, but applies to everyone as far as I'm concerned. There are 6 steps. One is passion. It's like wanting to do what you really like. That's the passion. And you don't know what the subject is, but you need to have some kind of a feeling, the sense, the passion, energy driving you. Without that, you cannot break through barriers. So your interest has to be very high. And that could be about work or relationship or finance or health, whatever that is, much time deep. But each of those, we need certain level of passion, and then we challenge to make sure we can achieve those over the hurdles. And usually life is such that it's not easy to overcome the hurdles, so you may go beyond the conventional wisdom. Passion, challenge, conventional wisdom. Or beyond the conventional wisdom. Then we may find Satori awakening, idea generating. Those are the first 4 steps I used in the seminar and apply in my own life. And if we go through this over and over, wherever the passion you have in work or relationship, whatever the subject, if you can maintain that, because repetition is the mother of success, continuation is the source of power, and with passion and desire, what you really want, you maintain that and going through that 4 steps, more and more you can confirm and build up the skill. It may take time, and if that's the case, it may take 20, 30, 40 years even. And the word ten-mei pops up as the 5th step. And you feel this is really, really what I really like to do and pursue in my life, to navigate that way. So, passion, challenge, beyond conventional belief, awakening, ten-mei. And the 6th point is, if you found your ten-mei order from heaven, that will lead you to live a happy life, perhaps a peaceful life. Why is that? Ten-mei, order from heaven. Heaven is like ten-mei is like a laws of universe. Or heaven is like God. It's absolute. There's something, infinite wisdom, we can call it, the wisdom of the universe functioning, law of the universe functioning. Without that, we don't exist. We are here because of the miracle. And if you connect to the source of miracle, it's ten-mei, order from heaven, the law of the universe, and figuring out, and there's a sense of that awakening into the zone and flow state, some may call it. That's how you live your life. Simple. Simple in principle, simple in word, but word doesn't get you there. It's beyond the realm of the mind and the word. It's beyond the human logic, not even beyond the ego and narrow-mindedness, because we have to dig deeper to find that. And the human mind has some limitations due to the way we are raised, have the habitual pattern to use the mind and so forth. There's a constraint. To go beyond that constraint requires heavy-duty awakening, spiritual awakening even, for some people. Whatever the term we use it, I call the source who we are, the law of the universe. Connect to that. Have that spirit. And live with that spirit. That's the idea. Of course, we lose it because we are human. Lots of disruption, new information, and all that. But still, if we maintain the fundamentals relating to what that law of the universe fit for you, so you really like to pursue that, then you find a way. It's not so much of comparing with others. It may be beneficial to learn from others, but they're not you. Their ten-mei, their approach, and way may be different, but you can still learn with each other and share those ideas. But ultimately, more inwardly, we have to know ourselves and find the source. Thy will be done. Ten-mei. With passion, challenging spirit, beyond the conventional wisdom, awakening, find ten-mei, and be happy.